Hello, it's Technology Central here, and welcome to our latest Excel tutorial where we're going to be showing you how to use the sort function. The sort function creates a copy of your data and will sort it based on the preferences you choose. Whenever you update your data, that copy will be resorted automatically. There's a different way to sort data in Excel, which is to use the sort and filter tool. That's a manual process but doesn't require you to make a copy of the data. If you want to use that process, check out our tutorial by following the card or the link in the description. For this tutorial, I'm going to show you 3 examples of using the sort function. The first example simply takes a list of entries and sorts based on a value. The second example will take a list where we want to sort on one column, and then in the case of a draw, sort on a second and third column. And the third example will want to sort on one column in an ascending form and a second column in a descending form. Now let's jump into the first example. In this first example, we have a list of names and scores, and we want to sort our data based on the score. We're going to create a copy of our data here on the left-hand side. To do that, click in the top left cell and type equals sort. You then are prompted to enter the array of data to sort. Select the entire table, but do not include headings. Then enter a comma. You're now asked for the sort index. The sort index is the number of the column that you want to use to sort on. In our case, we want to sort on the score, which is the second column in our data. If we wanted to sort on the name, that would be the first column. Since we're sorting on the second, we're going to enter the number 2 here. We're then asked for the sort order. By default, this will be ascending, which means going from lowest to highest. In our case, we want the highest score, or the best score, to be at the top, which means we want it to be descending, so from highest to lowest. For ascending, enter the number 1, and descending, enter the number -1. Since we want descending, we're going to select -1, and then press comma. Finally, you're asked if we want to sort based on the column or by the row. Our data is arranged in rows, so we're going to select false, which means sort by row. Finally, close the brackets for the sort function and hit enter. You'll see your sorted data will appear and fill in the space of the original array. Now, if we make a change to our data, for example, we have Clements here with a score of 48, putting them right down the bottom in our original table. If I've made a clerical error, I can change the score here to 98 in our original data, and you can see the ranking update automatically. You can now see Clements is at the top of this table. That concludes the first example, so let's move on to the second. Here I have some sports day data. Here I have a list of names and the number of gold, silver or bronze medals each person has won. I want to create a leaderboard for this data, which I'm going to do in a separate tab. And I'm going to want to rank them based on how many golds they have, and in the event of a draw, how many silver medals they have. And if there's still a draw, then the number of bronze medals they have. So I'm going to come over to Sports Day Leaderboard, which is where I want to create the sorted table of data. Click in the top left cell and start by entering equals sort. I'm now prompted to select the array that we want to sort. That's in Sports Day data, so I'm going to click onto this sheet and select our entire array, again excluding the headings. Put a comma, and we're now prompted for a sort index. Now this time we can't give just one value as our sort index, since we want to be sorting on 3 columns in order. So instead, we need to enter an array. To do that, we'll use the curly or squiggly bracket to start our array. And now we need to enter the columns we want to sort on in order, from the one we want to sort on first to the one we want to sort on last. The numbering goes number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Since we want to sort on the gold column first, We're going to start by putting in column number 2. We then want to sort on the silver column, which is our third one, so we enter number 3. And finally, we want to sort on the bronze column, which is the fourth one in our data set, so we enter number 4. We finish this array by putting a closing curly bracket. We then put a comma, and we now choose the sort order. Again, we want to be going descending, so -1. This will mean that we've put the most medals at the top. And then put a comma. And then finally, we choose to sort by row or by column. Our data is still arranged in rows, so we choose sort by row. Finally, close the brackets and press enter. Here we can now see our sorted Sports Day leaderboard. We can see if there's a tie for gold medals, it's been sorted based on the number of silver medals they have achieved. And if there's a tie for both gold and silver medals, then they've been sorted based on how many bronze medals they've received. Finally, let's have a look at our final set of data. Here is a set of data about some people working in a support organisation where they're closing tickets and we're assessing how many complaints we receive about them. Here we want to create a leaderboard where we rank them based on how many tickets they've closed. And we want to then settle any draws by giving the top ranking to whoever has received the fewest complaints. So we're going to jump into our leaderboard, type equals sort, and we're going to select our array. Then put in a comma. We now need to choose the sort index. We're going to start by sorting on tickets closed, which is our second column in our data set. So we're going to put number 2, again in curly brackets, like on the previous example. And then we're going to sort by the number of complaints, which is our third column. So we're going to put number 3 and close the curly brackets for our sort index. We now need to enter a sort order. And the numbers 1 is for ascending and -1 for descending. But we want a different order for each of the columns. We're therefore going to need to enter an array here as well. So add a curly bracket. And now for the first column, we want it to be descending, going from the highest number of tickets closed to the fewest. And descending is -1, so we enter -1. For the second column, we're going to need to have it ascending, so from the fewest number of complaints to the most complaints. So we're going to have number 1. And that completes our sort order array. And we close the curly brackets. Put a comma. And now we need to choose if we're going to be having our data sorted by column or by row. Our data is arranged by rows, so we're going to put false, so sort by row. Finally, close your brackets and hit enter. And here we have our sorted data. You can see the number of tickets closed is descending. And whenever we have a draw, the person with the fewest complaints has been ranked above the others. That's all we've got to show you in this tutorial. I hope you found it useful. If you have, leave us a like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Remember to check out our tutorial on using the manual sort and filter tool, and check out our channel for a range of other tech tutorials. But for now, thanks for watching, and goodbye.